Hello, my fellow human light beings. I hope you are all doing well. I'm very happy to be able to meet with you once again. I really enjoyed our last meditation, and I just made a video earlier today about some of the really interesting things that have come out as a result of that. So I am grateful to you for being a part of that. So what shall we talk about for 2 or 3 minutes while people show up? I'm enjoying watching the show. The world is blowing up, and it is becoming more and more obvious, all of the things that have been kept from us, all of the deceptions, all of the lies. I'm feeling an increasing amount of power coming from the spiritual realms, if you will. And I am currently feeling confident that this year will continue to be a very powerful year. I'm kind of buckling myself in because I think that the powers that be have a lot of potentially explosive things that they're going to try and do. But yeah, all of those are signs that they're panicking and everything is falling apart, and that we are moving closer to this new reality we're trying to create. So I can definitely feel it on a spiritual level, a lot of energy coming through. So anyway, I just made a video about the Lemurians, which I'll upload fairly soon, and I'm excited. All right, so I babbled long enough. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. I know that my friends are here. I felt them showing up the past few minutes, so they'll take us on whatever excursion we're meant to experience today. All right, having said that, my friends, please bring yourself to your preferred meditative spot within your home. Get in your preferred meditative posture. Put on your earbuds or ear things or whatever. Let's go ahead and get started. Please close your eyes. Inhale very deeply and hold it. And exhale. Once again, inhale very deeply. Hold it. And exhale. One more time, inhale very deeply. And exhale completely. Continue breathing long and deep. On each inhale, imagine that you're filling your body with pure, concentrated spiritual light that goes deep into all of the cells and tissues of your body. On each exhale, condense that energy further into your body, releasing, pushing out all of the negativity, all of the tension. And continue breathing like that. Focus on your heart center. And be prepared to let go of any false ideas about your identity. I think that in this meditation, what we're going to do is take a look at our true higher dimensional self. So we have to make room for that. So we need to empty ourselves of whoever it is that you think you are in this world. Be prepared to see who you truly are in the ethereal realms. All right, so now let us chant the Huar breath 3 times. Inhale. Continue breathing long and deep. Now, if you would, please continue to focus on your heart center where your soul resides. Feel the power of your infinite soul shining through the portal that is your heart center. The power of the energy surrounding your soul is the single most powerful energy in existence. And this energy allows your infinite soul to be projected into your physical body. Now we are going to allow our consciousness to come out through the top of our heads, begin rising. You look down, you can see a thread of light connecting you to your body. You now focus upwards, you go up through the roof of your home. You begin floating up higher and higher into Earth's atmosphere. Continue to float up, up, up until you break through Earth's atmosphere, Earth's gravitational field. You're now outside of the 3D experiment. You are now floating in interplanetary space, and out in front, I'm once again seeing a very powerful light that's shining bright white energy, but I see rainbow energy, light fractals coming out of it. So I begin allowing myself to float towards this light, closer and closer and closer. And above me, I sense that there is that same interdimensional ship that we've experienced for a while now. And beneath that, I am seeing this portal of light which seems to be independent of the ship. I'm going to allow myself to pass through this portal of light, and I enter into my beautiful 5th dimensional Earth that is filled with beautiful plants and forests, just the most incredible nature near the ocean. And I am seeing a being coming towards me, seeing a tall, I believe this is a blue being, but I'm seeing this being is covered with lots of bracelets and anklets. It looks like a tribal being, I guess something out of very similar to the Avatar movies. Looks very similar to that. And I just want to double check to make sure I know who I'm communicating with, so give me a moment. So I do believe that this is a Lemurian. And I've come to find out that Lemurians are a higher frequency species, different from humans, but they, like humans, are an Earth species. So I'm going to talk to my Lemurian friend and ask where we're going next. Okay, so this being says, I want to take you to our home world, which is interesting, and goes through another portal of light. So I'm going to follow this being through this second portal of light. And I'm flying through just pure light. And I come to stop and I'm surrounded by other beings of pure light. So this must be where the Lemurians live in their purest state, which leads me to believe that they're shapeshifters and they can shift their frequency to look in whatever way they choose depending on who they're interacting with. So I'm going to communicate to these very happy, joyful light beings. Feel free to do the same on your end. All right, so they're going to take us on a journey. Again, I want to emphasize these are our fellow Earth beings. They are as much a part of Earth as we are. They are a different species in a different frequency, but their home is Earth as much as it is for us. And they experience themselves as our family, our friends. They love us very much. They've been watching over us from the beginning and interacting and working with us on many different levels. All right, my Lemurian friend, take us where you would like to take us. So now I'm seeing like a slit in between two dimensions. I've seen this kind of thing before. And so they're going to slip in between the dimensions and take us with them. So I see them turn into like just ribbons of light. And they're walking in between the two dimensions. So I'm following them. Now what I'm seeing in front of me, it looks like I'm looking at light from inside of a prism. I'm seeing spread out in front of me many different colors, many different bars of colors going off in front of me. Again, looking like a prism shining, but we're inside of it. Now they're telling me something about colors, so I'm going to listen. Each of the colors, I'm told, is a different frequency of Earth. So from this perspective, you can choose which version of Earth you want to experience. And all you do is just simply walk through one of the colors and you will be on a different frequency of the same earth. So let's see what happens now. So my attention is drawn to the green sliver of earth, and so I'm going to allow this being to walk before me and take me through the green portal into whatever earth that is. So go ahead, my friend, we will follow you. And the being goes through, and I'm now going through the green, and I'm not seeing anything yet. I can feel the energy. I get the feeling that I'm manifesting into a different realm, so it takes me a little bit. So now I'm seeing the ground, and the ground is fairly hard. There's some like vines on it. There's not a whole lot of color that I can see. And this is a very different world. I wish I could describe it. It's a very different world. And I get the sense this is like on a microscopic scale. And okay, I'm going to ask to communicate so I can get clear on what's happening. I'm told this is the realm of the insects. So I'm curious to know why that's important. Okay, so I asked why we're here, and they said because insects have a lot to teach you. And then I became aware that there was an electrical grid all across. I guess this is the surface of the earth at a microscopic scale, or a much smaller scale. But the way that insects interact is through the electrical field of the earth. And she says that's why we manifest sometimes as ant people. So the Hopis talk of the ant people that took them from through underneath the earth and brought them to where they are. So they say that's why we manifest as insects sometimes, or as ant people, insectoids, because that gives us a very strong connection to the electric field on Earth. So I'm reminded that these are Earth beings, meaning the Earth herself. They live in the Earth, in the ocean. So I get the sense there's some lesson here, so I'm going to ask what we're supposed to learn from this. So she's saying if you connect to the electrical grid of the earth, that you will be able to tap directly into the mind of Gaia and be one with her mind. And then she goes on to say that modern humans have gone out of their way to disconnect themselves from the earth. They wear rubber shoes, they put rubber down underneath their floorboards. They drive around in cars that only connect to the earth through rubber and plastic and other types of things that do not conduct Earth's electricity. So she's saying it's important to connect to that, and she's showing us that if it weren't for this electrical field, insects wouldn't know what to do and where to go. And so that's an example for us. So this means walking barefoot and or doing practices that involve walking, things like Tai Chi, Qigong, other things that connect the feet to this. She says that's why walking on the beach barefoot is good, walking on grass. That if you do this with intention, you will then be able to create your future. So she says the reason why human beings are so easy to program is because they don't have a connection to the Earth's grid and they can't visualize their own future. So only the Earth has the ability to give your bodies, organs, and the brain the opportunity to connect to your soul in such a way where you can see your future and create it. Okay, let's see what else she wants to say. So I don't know what's she says to me, you've been teaching a lot of good practices, meaning all of the energy practices, but you're missing, what is it I'm missing? She says, but you're missing the most powerful aspect, which is that it creates a connection to higher dimensional understanding through your crown chakra. So this is why souls come to Earth, to increase the soul's ability to interact with the rest of consciousness. So while it's true that being human, you are limited in a lot of ways and it's harsh, the electromagnetic connection can be much more powerful on Earth through the mind. So you have extremes where you have people who are very affected by the harshness of the Earth and they become very disconnected. And then if you chose to, you could use the concentrated power of Earth to decide to become more connected and even more spiritual. And this is why spiritual, quote unquote, masters of the past are looked upon with such reverence by the gods and by other beings. And then the Lemurians say that we can increase the Earth electromagnetic connection for you if you choose to work with us. Bring us into your practices and your rituals, and we will increase the power based on your connection to the Earth. So this is something they've really wanted to help us with. She goes on to say this is one of the things we were doing in Atlantis, is we were helping to increase the power of the technologies that were being used to raise the consciousness of people on Earth. And she's looking forward to doing that again. Okay, so now we can move out of that green color. So we're moving back, and I see myself back into seeing that spectrum of colors. But now the one in front of me is an amethyst colored strip of color. So I assume we're supposed to go through that. So I follow her through the amethyst color, and I take a moment to let that color frequency work through my astral body and prepare me for where it's going to take me. So it's getting, the amethyst color is getting darker and darker, and so I don't know what's going to happen next. This is a very spiritual color. What I'm seeing is the deeper you go into this color, I was expecting to see another version of Earth, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that it's taking me into a realm where there's a lot of lightning, a lot of energy, and it seems to be taking me out into space. Let's see, where else? What else? This is esoteric spiritual energy. This color will connect you to the planets of transformation, most notably Saturn, which is when you are able to go beyond the kindergarten level of being oppressed by the karma of Saturn, and you become more mature, take more responsibility, then the power of Saturn is the power of extremely deep spiritual understanding. It'll give you an understanding of actions and consequences, and thereby giving you the power to create very high frequency spiritual paths for yourself. So I'm now going to the top of Saturn, where that, if you've ever seen Saturn, you see that hexagram. Being taken to the top of that hexagram, and the energy that comes out the top of Saturn is an energy of extreme balance and peace and stability and healing. And so now she says the reason why people are afraid of Saturn is because the deeper you go into Saturn's energy, the more ordered your consciousness becomes. And this means letting go of all of the immature drama that humans are addicted to. And people, when they tap into this pure kind of peaceful, true peaceful energy, they have to let go of their attachments and their addictions. So I'm just sitting here enjoying this energy, this power. And then she says, what would you like to create? This is an excellent energy to create. So I'll give you a moment with her to decide what you would like to create. I'm going to do the same. Okay, so that was very interesting on my end. I hope yours was as interesting. Okay, she says we're going to stay here for a little bit to adjust and give you power. She says this is one of the final actions left to take before you can reconquer the earth. So I guess this means we're now fusing ourselves with the karma that is hitting earth. So instead of being on the wrong end of karma, we are going to be on the side of karma that levels the playing field and creates the new earth. So I'm getting the sense this is a very powerful place to be, and that from this vantage point, there's nothing on earth that can stop you. Because what can stop the planet Saturn? What can stop karma? Nothing. She says this is why this particular color is so very healing, because it brings order to the mind and order to the emotions and order to the energies. That this amethyst color is the color, the most powerful color for this current phase in the shift we're going through. And so now she's like putting on to me an entire, like a coat of, made of amethyst, amethyst crystals and color. And so I'm allowing that to be absorbed into my astral body. You're free to do the same. That this will give you an ability to walk through life. It'll also make you unseen. It's like a cloak of invisibility when it comes to people who are toxic and chaotic, that you literally will be invisible to them. Because the order and the emptiness that you have doesn't show up on their radar. You might be in the same room with them and they won't even know that you were there. Okay, what else? She says, we're going to show you something about Earth you didn't understand. So now I'm seeing a black, like, portal in front of me. I guess some image is going to come up on there, I'm assuming. And it's continuing to just be black. I'm not seeing anything yet. Now I'm seeing what I'm interpreting as like military installations, I'm assuming on Earth. And what we're seeing is we're seeing the power of this Saturnian energy is being attracted to those types of structures on Earth, military installations, because the level of karma that has been building as a result of them is getting to a tipping point. And I'm seeing Saturn, like a giant boulder, grinding them to dust. She says this is unavoidable. The more that they seek to use military force to achieve their goals, the faster they will destroy their capabilities. And then I'm seeing Earth becoming a very still place. Like it's the stillness is almost too much. But there's a stillness that comes over the Earth. The great equalizer is here. And then she says, you are a part of this. You will be the hand of justice, the fist of justice on this planet. And then she says, we are here to help you. We're giving you our energy to free the earth now that we've come out of the dark ages. Okay, so she's noticing that my energies, this is becoming a lot of energy for me, so there's more that she could show us, but she's deciding to give us a break for the time being and let us process this. So before we leave the hexagram on the top of Saturn, you can decide to leave something behind that you no longer want in your life. So take a moment to think about something that you would like to be completely free of that's damaging to you or works against what you'd like to accomplish. I'll give you a moment. All right. So now that has been consumed and destroyed by the power of Saturn. All right, now we are going to make our way back. I'm now going back through that that color that we've just come through, that amethyst color, and I'm now back in this bowl of light that we were in, all of the beautiful Lemurian light beings in their true essence. Making my way backwards, back through, all the way through the light. I'm now beneath the ship, the interdimensional ship again. And I'm allowing myself, I'm saying goodbye to that portal as it closes up, the one in front of us we just came through. Now I'm going up through the light into the ship. I'm specifically doing that because I know that this ship has technology to balance energy. So all of the beings there are clapping. They say they're very proud of us. And I'm walking through behind one of the tall ant beings, which I believe to be a Lemurian. And I'm making my way to the front of the ship, where I go into what I've called the dentist chair, and allowing the beings to help me to process this energy in my astral body. A being is sitting next to me and saying, "You may not realize it, but what you did today was one of the single most advanced and powerful things you could have gone through. This will have an unbelievable effect on your life and the life of planet Earth going forward. And I'm feeling a lot of energy, and I get the sense this is something that should be dealt with the utmost of care and respect and sober, conscious attention. So I'm getting some energy now in my third eye, helping me to absorb this energy further. I'm once again encouraged to work with the color of amethyst and with amethyst stones, crystals, to balance the emotions and balance the mind. Okay, I'm now getting up out of the dentist chair. I'm saying thank you to those beings, making my way back through the ship. Again, lots of respect and bowing as we come through. I bow back, I say thank you. I say thank you to the ant being, the Lemurian. I guess that's how she's able to manifest in that particular frequency. And then I make myself, I make my way out of the ship. I go down, out the bottom portal of the ship. The ship disappears in between the dimensions. I'm now floating above Earth. Let us look down upon Earth and think of this amethyst-colored energy, and let's send it to Earth as we chant the Huar breath. Inhale. And we're only going to do this one time because that energy is extremely concentrated and powerful. So we don't want to overwhelm anybody. Take a moment with your personal guide, see if there's any messages. And if in doubt, you can always just ask to be seen, to look into the eyes of the being and ask them to tell you how they see you. Okay, I was told we're going to be very powerful as a result of this, and not to take your power lightly. Make sure that you use it sparingly. All right, I'm allowing myself now to descend back through Earth's atmosphere, down, 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 until I see the home I'm currently in. I go in through the roof. I very gently allow my spirit to come back fully into my body. Inhale very deeply. And exhale. Before you open your eyes, get a sense of the room around you and ask if there are any light beings or extraterrestrials that are in your home right now with you that would like to speak with you. What I was just told is that our energy is so powerful now that the matrix is about to snap. So we'll see what happens. All right, please rub the palms of your hands together. Place them over your eyes. Inhale this energy down to your feet. Inhale. Exhale into the earth. Inhale. Exhale into the earth. Inhale. Exhale into the earth. Rub your eyes, your scalp, face, back of the neck, front of the neck. All right, I would recommend that at least for the next couple of days that you live very consciously, meaning that, you know, really think through your actions, this power of Saturn, this power of karma. So, you know, if you take unconscious actions that are destructive, that you consciously know are destructive, it's okay. Making mistakes is one thing, but consciously doing things that you know are destructive to yourself or to others, there's a possibility of there being an instant karmic backlash. So, yeah, just take things meditatively and think through what you want to do and what you want to say, how you want to act. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you. I appreciate you all being here, and you guys know what to do. You can reach out to me, those that want to work with me, you know, put it in the comments. Those of you already know, you know where to reach me. And if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. That's it, my friends. I love you all. Please be very good to yourselves, and I will see you all very, very soon.